Why, hello there. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be doing a Q&A. But before we get started, let's roll the intro. All right, so we got that intro wrapped up. Like I said, today we're going to be doing a Q&A, and the question comes from an old friend of mine that I've actually met in person once, but it really wasn't that kind of relationship yet. But anyways, Benjamin Axios, I think I'm saying that right. If not, you could correct me, but I'll post a little thingy right here going down. Also in the description, giving you a link to his Instagram account. We're just going to be referring to him as Ben to make things go smooth, all right? So, Ben asked me this question right here on Instagram. I got quite a few different responses from several different people in regards to this question. We're not going to go there yet. I actually kind of worked something out with one of the guys to do a future Q&A with him and have his own little episode kind of thing going. So we'll save that for later. This one will be strictly my opinion only. And there's a lot of experience that goes behind this question. So let's get started now, officially. All right, so I have had 9 different jobs in a 10-year career span. 2 of those jobs are the same job that I've worked at and then returned back to that same job at a later time. And a lot of the other ones, majority of them, were in just really small increments of time. 98% of those jobs I left due to poor management and or a hostile work environment. But we'll get into that more in detail later. So that's 10 years of experience with a lot of different places and a lot of different scenarios. What did I learn out of that? Well, I learned that if you're not happy, move on. Find something else. You coming home miserable and hating going to work the next day was not worth the paycheck that I was receiving to do my work. The good thing about this industry is the opportunities are almost limitless. Independent shops, dealerships, fleets, government fleets. There's so many different options to expand into or try out. Test it, see how you like it. If you don't like it, move on to something else. Like I said, almost limitless. Just got to do your research. All right, another thing to add that I got out of all this is over 10 years, 9 jobs, I took home something from every single one of these jobs. And that would be more experience in a different line of work. So, for example, the majority of my career has been spent with buses. Okay, so buses, even that, there's so many different branches you could take. There's school buses, there's public transportation, there's highway motor coaches such as like Greyhound and stuff like that, the big ones. There's paratransit buses, small ones, short buses. So many different branches, so many different ways you could go. I've worked on almost every bus that's out there. And eventually you find something that you're comfortable with and you really enjoy doing, and you pick that. Granted, the good management and all that other stuff, but like I said, that's just a small part of it. I've also worked on trucks. I've worked in a dealership setting at a truck dealership, which that I was not happy at all, because at that point in my career, I wasn't too comfortable with trucks, and I was just kind of thrown to the wolves. I didn't know much, and it was a difficult time for me. I've also worked on trucks in a fleet setting where it's a little more slow paced and low key. Bad management is why I left that job. If it was managed better, it probably would have been a great job, but it all comes down to the way the company's run and all kinds of other different aspects. Coworkers, you get some fucking dickheads and you don't want to go to work because they make your life a living hell. That's something that you kind of get hardened to, at least in my experience over the years. You deal with enough dickheads, you eventually turn into a dickhead yourself, unfortunately. But it makes you a tougher person. It makes you more hardened to the abuse, I guess. So yeah, going back to it, I took home knowledge from every single branch that I reached out on. So I've done Eaton transmission clutches. I've done drive lines with carrier bearings on trucks, which you don't see in the bus industry, but I've done them. And I'm not an expert. I'm not a pro at them. I'm not going to, go and do it a second time like I know what the hell I'm doing. But every little bit of experience is great experience, and it's only one step closer to a goal that you might want to reach. So I don't see going from job to job as a bad thing. I just see it as more expansion to your knowledge. So keep that in mind. All right, now dealing with difficult people. I would say out of those 9 jobs, almost every single one of them has a difficult person. They're always going to exist. So if you think the grass is greener on the other side, it's not. You're going to run into one of these motherfuckers at one point or another. It's just inevitable. Thing that helps me, just focus on your work, block everything else out. It's a very, difficult thing to do, but it can be done. It just takes time and patience. People are going to talk shit. People are going to give you a hard time. But you know what? You're paid to do your job, and that's it. So that's all you got to focus on. Kind of just tune everybody else out, do what you got to do, and just ignore them. That's your best bet. It's the safest bet, just to ignore them. And eventually, karma comes around and bites them in the ass. And it's kind of funny if you're there to see it. But they're going to be everywhere. It's just the nature of the beast. So with that being said, I can kind of wrap this thing up. Hopefully it's not too long. Hopefully I gave you some good insight on, your career and things you have to look forward to, or things that you could possibly change, or hope you just deal with it better in general. Like we have had in the past, you could always reach out to me on Instagram and I'll gladly get in a conversation with you. Maybe any of you guys any other people that are watching, if you guys have any stories, feel free to chime in on the comments and share your experiences. Maybe one of you guys have worked with me in the past and you could call me out on some bullshit. I don't know. But let's try to keep it friendly, try to keep it civil, and look forward to hearing from most of you guys. So, most of you guys, that's fucked up. I look forward to hearing from you guys. So please leave a comment. Remember, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and give the thumbs up. It helps the channel out a lot. Not that I care too much about it if you do or don't, but it's a good gesture. So you guys take care, and I'll see you guys on the next one. And also stay tuned because I got some fucking bloopers on this one. Experience or more than one experiences. Another thing that I learned from my experiences, a lot of people kind of frown upon someone being at a job for a short period of time and then leaving, and they look at your resume and they're like, why are you all over the place? I feel like it's a little different in the automotive and repair line of work, but I fucked this up big time. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Well,